discrepancies, okay? And they were so obvious. I went down to look at it, and things like the doors was too high, or wasn't high enough for the trucks to get through. There were spaces between areas of the buildings. There were fans that was too low. They had decided to do a change order and put in automatic roll-up doors instead of manual roll-up doors. Well, they ordered the doors, and guess what? There were no electrical conduits to hook up these doors. I mean, those are just obvious things I'm telling you guys about. But it was awful, and yet we had hired, or they had hired a consultant to oversee the contractor, DCK. So we paid millions of dollars, I believe it was $4 or $5 million, for this contractor, because the state, even though we have all these employees, we're not going to oversee the project, so we have to hire somebody to oversee the project. And so they oversee the project, and overseeing them was the contract manager. It's a state worker from DOT, from the Department of Transportation and Airports. But the contractor, the consultant said, okay, yes, you did this work, yes, it's good work, okay, we're going to pay you. State, pay them because they did the work. And so state goes ahead and pays them. So we paid them 85% of the contract, and we found out all these discrepancies.
Right.
Now, tell me how you pay a consultant millions of dollars, and he doesn't know that there's these discrepancies.
Amazing.
And when I walk in, and I'm not even an expert, I can see the discrepancies. And so Hawaiian Airlines had to take it over, and they had to, and cost, of course, the state more money, right? And in addition to all of that, all of the subcontractors, the guys who had to reorder the doors and everything, they weren't getting paid. They weren't getting paid because there was a stop on everything because of the contractor, or suing the contractor and cancel the contractor's contract. Well, guess what, guys? You know who pays for all of this? You do. Okay, and they'll say, oh, but it's federal funds. Yeah, federal funds. Well, how does the federal funds
They come from somewhere.
It comes from somewhere. It comes from us, guys. It comes from your federal taxes. You know, April 15th, you filed your taxes. The money comes from you. Every time you pay your airline ticket, they charge you taxes.
Right.
It goes to the airports. You're paying it.
So, with all the state bleeding money, as it is, we got to make more of it. And in the news not too long ago, gambling was made legal in all of the states. Now, what's your thoughts on that? That's been a debated topic for years and years, of gambling and the lottery to Hawaii and all that. What is your take?
48 states have legalized gambling.
Okay.
Only Utah and Hawaii does not.
Oh, okay.
Did that not pass for all? Didn't pass for all the country. There was that ruling a couple days ago.
What ruling was that?
Was that?
All 48 states have some form of gaming, except for Utah. And Utah is because it's Mormon.
Mormons.
Yeah.
So Hawaii because
Hawaii.
it's Hawaiians?
No, I think Hawaii because they get to fly to Las Vegas
Oh,
and gamble
so
there.
it's a Vegas thing. They're stopping.
Let me see here.
You know, it's interesting. I have colleagues in the legislature who go to Las Vegas regularly. They love to gamble, but they will vote no on gambling for Hawaii.
Oh.
They will vote no. They have voted no.
What's the reason? Is that they keep it there? What stays in Vegas?
Keep it there.
Belongs in Vegas.
You know, people who are opposed to it says they're going to bring more crime to Hawaii. It's not good for our economy as far as the amount of crime and what it will attract.
Lottery? What's your thoughts on lottery?
What about a lottery
Well, here's my thoughts on the lottery. First, before I say that, let me just say that I have introduced measures in the past to legalize electronic gaming, meaning machines, slot machines. I figure we can put it in the resort areas, put it in Waikiki, let the hotels put them in, turnkey. We get taxes, and the hotels benefit, and the people have something to do late at night if say they don't want to go to sleep. They have some entertainment, and it wouldn't attract all this kind of what they're saying, all this shady characters coming in, and corruption and so forth, because it would just be machines. I mean, you do it now.
Thugs play Wheel of Fortune.
You play it on your computers now. People play
people do this. They'll be gambling on their phone.
Right. And you have places like Dave and Buster's. They got all these machines. You win tickets. You don't win money. You win tickets. Right. So we have all that going on.
Wow.
Here's my take on lottery. However, now why you put in gaming is you want to generate more income, right, to the state.
Right.
And so a lottery will mean only the people in Hawaii will participate in a lottery. Because people on the mainland have their own lotteries. And then they don't want to fly back for whatever reason. They're not attracted to the lottery because they have it. So who's going to play our lottery? Just Hawaii people. So are we going to generate any more new income no, we're just gonna take whatever you might have spent at McDonald's or whatever you might spend
Right,
in your
it's just
shop
gonna-
here
right,
to buy a skateboard.
there
You're
you
gonna
go.
take it and you're gonna put
It's
it
a recycled
into.
thing.
Never seen it. See?
Because you only have
I
so
liked
much
it.
money in your budget.
Right.
It's not as if you're gonna find extra money somewhere else
Right.
unless you dig through your savings, which then is gonna be other problems. An emergency arrives, you won't have that money. And that's why the opponents don't want gaming in Hawaii, because they feel that it's gonna prey on those people that are least able to afford it, and that it's going to take money out from other areas, it's gonna affect other things that you do. And so that's one of the reasons why I would limit gaming and limit slot machines to resort areas, so
Right.
that tourists that
Maybe
are
like
coming.
offshore
They're gonna spend
gambling,
money
Yes.
anyway.
Maybe on
so
a cruise
spend
ship, just
more
go
money.
out, they can go gamble on the ship.
Right. And you can't stop local people from going to Waikiki, staying and gambling. I mean, hey, come on, we're not the police, morality police to tell people what you can and cannot do. I mean,
Exactly.
we're all adults, and if somebody wants to go and stay in Waikiki and have a room and then gamble, well,
Right.
that's their right to do that. They go to Las Vegas now, but think of all the money that it's costing people when they go to Las Vegas. They can keep it here in Waikiki.
Right.
Right.
So if they want to go to Las Vegas and gamble, then maybe they
Maybe
go to
more
Waikiki.
people up to Las Vegas come to Hawaii since you got like the beach, the outdoors, and you
Right.
can gamble now.
Right. Well, opponents feel it's going to ruin that people come to Hawaii for our beauty and for our weather and our beaches and not for gaming.
Well-
And that's why I think that it should be incidental, that electronic
Exactly.
machines should be incidental, should be there if you want to take part of
Yeah,
it. But it won't be a reason why people will
Right,
come.
right.
Because we'll never have that entertainment factor. People go to Las Vegas because the food's cheap
Yeah.
and that all this
You get your perks.
entertainment. Right, you get to
Right.
do all this stuff. You get to go to Trader
Trader
Joe's.
Joe's.
Right. I mean, that's why the
Olive
retirees,
Garden, you don't have that in Hawaii.
well, the reason why California Hotel and Golden Nugget are so, all these retirees, they have all their massive perks, they get free room, free
Yeah.
everything. They're
That's
not
a
gonna stop
vacation.
doing that, they're just
Right.
gonna enjoy that, so then you just bring in new revenue of the tourists.
Right,
So, yeah.
Is it okay if I ask a question from Facebook?
absolutely.
My man Frank Pittman, what up, Frank? He asked, what realistic ideas does she have to assist the community with our growing homelessness issue? We talked about
Oh, yeah, we're gonna-
the termite palace over there, that's now kind of a little encampment.
Well, mentioning Kaka'ako, we
Kaka'ako.
all know about that empire that they have over there.
Well, this issue is not an easy one. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody has the answer.
Before you answer that, real quick, what was the turnaround point? Because I remember when growing up, there'd be like one homeless guy in
Right.
the neighborhood, right?
Right.
You knew the dude, you knew the guy, you kind of made friends with him. But then throughout the years, that's multiplied tremendously.
Yeah,
I can't really figure out when.
What made
it
Kaka'ako
happened.
Kaka'ako?
Or yeah, what
How did
made
that become?
so many homeless people all of a sudden Hawaii, boom?
Yeah.
What was the bubble that burst? for
Well, I think
homelessness?
it's a lot of factors, and you know how you always say the straw that looks the camel back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what's happening. But I think that with more and more people that have come to Hawaii, more and more people investing in Hawaii and buying up all our real estate and causing the price of homes to escalate,
Right.
cause the price of rentals to escalate, and that people just can't afford it anymore. And they just, all of this retirees, people coming from the mainland, retiring here, all the immigrants coming, and I'm not saying we're against them, but I'm just saying that all these little factors added on to the pressures. I mean, look at this Airbnb, all these short-term rentals.
Right.
Yeah.
The costs for one of those units are so high. They used to be regular rentals before. They used to rent it monthly to
Yeah.
the locals. Well, now they can rent it to visitors for 10 times the amount of
Right.
what they would get.
Yeah.
And so because of that, there's less and less inventory. And so more and more people can't afford it. So there
Makes sense, yeah.
lies the fact that government needs to step in and add more affordable housing. We haven't kept up with affordable units. When I was on the city council, every time we had a project that we approved, then a percentage of that, 20% of that project would be devoted to affordable units. But what happens is the minute you buy that affordable unit, it's no longer affordable anymore because the price escalates.
Right.
So we give you a discount when you buy it, and so we had a 10-year buyback. You have to keep it for at least 10 years before you can sell your unit. Well, after people held it for a couple of years, they didn't want to be restricted. Now their unit that they paid, say they paid $80,000 for, is now worth $120,000. Wow, I can turn around and sell it right away. but no, you gotta hold it. Well, they didn't like that. So they went to the legislature. And the legislature then null and voided our buyback to allow people to be able to sell their units quicker. And this is back again, I'm talking the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
And so all of those units now are no longer affordable, so you got to keep building it. Even like the Red Hill units, I think with the Queen of Gardens, those were long-term affordable projects and
Right.
rentals. Well, after that 20 years or the 30 years that they were required to keep it in affordables ended, now they wanted to go ahead and revitalize it and then sell it as condominiums. And the price, so all these people that were living there for all those years now can no longer able to live there, so they have to find other places. So government stepped in, and we try to keep the Queen Emma Gardens affordable. We try to step in and help in the Red Hill situation so that we don't lose all of that inventory. But at some point, that inventory gets lost. And so it's just a combination of things. You're seeing more and more
Right.
people on the street, and people are more brazen about it. You know, before they work harder to find a place and to be with the family. Now it's so easy to just say, hey, you know, I'll just go to a park or go somewhere.
Right.
And you know, but the legislature this year, we did add $15 million for homeless services programs, because if you look at the homeless, 1/3 of them are ill. They have either mental issues,
Right.
problems like that, and they don't. No matter how you try to help them, they don't want to be helped. And there's not a law that says they are forced. You know, you cannot force them into treatment. You can help them, you can do whatever, but you cannot force them into treatment. The other 1/3 are people that are living from paycheck to paycheck. Something happened in their life, they had something critical, and they just couldn't make the payments, and all of a sudden they're out on the street, they don't have a home. And then the other 1/3 are just people who don't want to get any help.
Right,
They
right.
just want to live on the street.
Yeah, I see them all here, that's why.
Yes.
And that number seems to be growing of these guys. We just don't know what their issue is. Mental illness, most likely. But what do we do with that percentage of people that refuse help, that are just going to be just out on the street? What can be done with
We
that?
keep trying, and that's why we're putting, you know, money for homeless services to be able to counsel these people, and then when they do get sick and they go to the emergency room, that costs money. So we looked at doing
Right.
these mobile medical, you know, mobile.
Right.
What do you call that? Medical.
Little hospitals.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
clinics on wheels,
Yeah.
so to speak. So we can help them. We did appropriate $800,000 for outreach and counseling services for the chronically and mentally ill individuals. And also, we appropriated $570 million for affordable rental units. So we want to build at least 25,000 affordable rental units. And finally, we are looking at state land that we can designate for Ohana zone projects. So we like safe zones
Okay.
for the homeless. And again, there's not going to be enough of them to go around, but you
Yeah.
know, we got to start somewhere. And so
Right.
we want to designate at least 3 to 5 on Oahu and 1 each on the
Is there any other states that have dealt with homelessness and succeeded in somewhat tackling the issue that we could use as like an example? Like,
All of the states are
Kinda going through the same.
struggling. Some of them have built these little container, you know, those shipping containers.
Right, right.
Oh,
They
you're
stacked
right.
it and put that as to help the homeless. I know when I was on the city council, we were going to do homeless villages, and of course nobody wanted a homeless village in their area.
Right,
That was one of
right.
the biggest problems. But when we finally got a homeless village in there, these units were going to cost like $20,000 each. Well, we had to then comply with ADA and all the federal requirements, and by the time you got done with all of that, these units went from 20,000 to about 40 to 50,000
Wow.
each, and became prohibitive in cost. And so what Frank Fossey did was he put a tent over Ala Park. Remember that? He put a huge big white tent on Ala Park and had all the
Yeah.
homeless there and had all the services there, and he had that for 3 years.
Brother Frank Fossey.
Yep. Yeah. And
Wow.
so that was the end of our homeless village. And so now it's kind of recycling. Everything recycles, comes back around.
Right.
And so now it's called, you know, Ohana Zone
Okay.
projects, and to try to do that again. But basically, it's a safe zone, a homeless village that's safe to people. Because a lot of these homeless people who are living from paycheck to paycheck, they want someplace that's safe, and they have children, and they, you know, they
course.
want to be safe. They go and they sleep on the streets, and they get victimized as well.
Right.
Big issue that we're welded in.
Yes, and
It's
I,
something,
again,
right?
I have to
It's
admit,
a-
I mean, it's a tough issue, and we keep trying to deal with it. And as we continue to deal with it, it seems like it, like you said, it's growing.
Right.
The number of homeless people are growing. Either that, or they're no longer hiding, you know, in areas that you can't see.
Oh yeah, they're out there.
They're very
They sleep
visible.
here. They use the bathroom here.
Yeah,
I see it
Any
all.
kind.
And then when they get moved out and cleared out, they just go somewhere.
Yeah, something's out there.
Right, and they're in front of, you know, in Kalihi, there's some of them in front of businesses, and the businesses
Right.
don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Chinatown.
Well, they're in front of Park Lane, they're in front of all Kaka'ako condos. You look out your view, you got them right there.
Waikiki,
Yeah.
the hotels and stuff,
Yeah.
they're very concerned because it affects the tourists.
Right.
Well, I know you got someplace to be more important in this podcast, so
Oh,
we're gonna
yes.
wrap it up with some questions.
We got, before you go, we'll play a little game.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's something we do with each guest. We go into
Is it
5
like
questions.
junk in a pole? No.
That would be something, that might be the bonus question.
Yeah, there you
But
go. Osman
We'll
safe.
have 5 questions for you,
Okay.
and okay, it's
Do I win anything?
respectful one.
Yeah, hand.
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
Round trip to
Maybe
Kalihi
hat.
and back?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
maybe.
going that way after this, Ken.
Well, speaking of trips, we always start with geography, and we start with directions.
Oh my God.
And in Pidgin, or in a way that Hawaii people describe directions to someone.
The best Valley Grill, Kalihi.
Oh, yes, exactly. Explain to us how to get to Tamashiro Market from the Light Sleeper store.
Which is
Oh,
here.
easy
How would you
peasy.
tell?
Okay, you gotta go down Makali, okay? And so from Makali, if you go over the bridge, you can get, and then go left, you can get onto the freeway, okay? That's the
Yeah.
quickest way to Palama,
Yeah.
Tamashiro Market. And I say, because I grew up in Palama, and that's where Tamashiro was, used to be a
Yes.
small little store. And so you get on the freeway, and then you take the Palama cutoff. Okay, take the Palama cutoff, turn left, go straight past Vineyard, and you're gonna hit Tamashiro Market on your right-hand side, because once you get there, you cannot go no further. You gotta go left or right, and on
Yeah.
the right is Tamashiro Market, and straight ahead.
Very slow like that.
Kaiolani Elementary School.
Yes.
Oh, right there. There you go.
And that is very correct. Yes. Very good. 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
All right.
Can we just talk about that light? Can you go and talk to Caldwell about that? That's a very
Which
slow
one, the
light. That's
Tamashiro
Tamashiro Market light.
Tamashiro
You know,
Market light,
we're always
So
stuck
So
there.
you know what you gotta do?
Take the right.
Well, take
Turn
the right.
around.
No, you take the right lane before
Yeah.
you get there. There's a little lane.
There's a little lane.
Is that-
The
is that
little
what
lane,
it is,
yes.
lane? You take that. You
Secret
take the
route.
right, and then there's an immediate left.
Left, yeah.
Ah.
Left.
Or either that, or you cut through the parking lot of.
The church.
I gotta be that guy. Yo, I can cut through the church, yeah. Because I'm trying to get to Richie's, you know. I can't. I get stuck
Oh, you
on
go
that
right.
light.
Go right. Go
I'm
right.
trying to go right. Yes.
So take the right. Take the right before
you get
King
there.
Street.
Yeah.
Okay, noted.
And it goes all the way down. There's a left, and you go on King Street. Skip all.
I'll go today.
Secret stop. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's one
Question.
You know, because I lived Lackamilla Lane, and it was one way,
Oh.
Peterson Lane to Lackamilla Lane.
Got it.
All right. 1 for 1.
1
There
for
we
1
go.
though. Okay,
Yes.
question 2. He was brought up earlier. If Frank Fosse was the current mayor, would the rail be done? Would he be the guy to push this through? Of all
Well,
mayors.
he tried to push it when I was there, and
Yeah.
because Reen Mancho changed her vote the last minute, he wasn't able to do anything because of that. So no matter who you are, you need the votes from the city council.
Yeah.
So the city council has to please. But you know what? Frank Fosse had done a lot of stuff. I remember the T-shirt vendors in Waikiki.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we tried everything, and the lawyer said you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. He got so fed up, he went in one night and he took all of these huge cement,
That's right.
what was it called? Those cement dividers.
Those dividers,
Yes,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he
I
had these
remember this.
bulldozers come in, and they just put it on the sidewalks. And
That's
he got rid
right.
of the T-shirt vendors overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight.
But a
That's
friend,
right.
well, we're a fan of his.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
The
absolutely.
creator of the Best Party. You remember that, right?
Yes, yes.
Danny Kalekini.
Can I tell you one more story about Frank Fosse?
Yes,
Of
please.
course, more Frank
Of
Fosse
course.
stories.
Okay. So I am driving down Kapiolani Boulevard, and it's no left turn on Ward. Okay. Well, somebody decided that we should put a left turn on Ward. Okay, so I'm driving down there, and we're backed up all the way to the advertiser building. And I'm like, who the heck made this decision? Well, Frank Fossey gets caught in that. The next day it changes.
Oh.
They did
There you
away
go.
with that left turn lane and
Right.
and no longer. And to this day, it's not left turn again.
Wow.
But that's the kind of stuff Frank did, and he didn't wait for anybody. He just did it.
A lot of
Exactly.
Frank, there we go.
That's why he is a legend
Yeah.
to all of us.
So if
2 for 2.
anybody could have done it, maybe Frank could have. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out Frank Foss.
Question number 3. Name the actor who plays Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. Now, are you a movie person?
I am.
That's one of the
No.
questions that someone asked. Did she watch Infinity War and her thoughts on
The
No.
movie made
Thanos?
$1 billion, so we'll just throw that out there in case I
Infinity
know you're
War,
busy.
Is that the new one?
The
That's
new
out
one,
there?
yes.
Yes.
Maybe
With
Lisa should
with
take you.
with every single what is that?
Marvel?
Marvel character, and then some is in.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My son went to see it, by the way. So
He
I
didn't
need
take
to-
you?
I
He
need to
Take
go-
you? No, mother
he
daughter
didn't
date
take
is so
me.
What's he doing?
precious.
I don't have
He's on a date.
time.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
busy campaigning.
Yes.
I think if you
And-
go to Infinity Wars movie and people see you there, I don't know, those votes might just start chalking up even higher. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, it is a different crowd. So
That's the
you shall
crowd we
see.
want, though.
They may be too focused on the screen.
No,
They may not
they're
know
gonna
us.
see
Donna
her.
Mercado Kim's in the crowd.
I
Okay,
believe-
so which Avenger do you think I most represent?
Well,
That's a
Thanos.
question for you.
let's see here. See, we can go a lot of different ways with this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so see the character.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, that's fine. I
Well,
think you're a female
We
Spider-Man.
could say Thanos because
Yeah.
in the movie, not to try and spoil anything, but he is a very powering character that has to deal with issues such as overpopulation, for
Oh,
example, things of
okay.
that nature.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a controversial
Yeah.
character, but
Okay.
he's a leader, grand.
Okay, I need to go see that.
Yeah, go see it.
Does that sell it to want you to go
Yes.
see it?
So
Well,
do you know who the actor was?
Well,
I
she's
didn't
not
see
gonna
it.
know the
She-
movie.
she-
She's not gonna know
You should
that.
go get a lifeline.
But the answer that you gave, you are busy. That is correct. You're busy. You have no time to watch it.
You want the lifeline?
movie.
Oh, Lifeline.
Zach, you want a lifeline?
Oh, you want a lifeline
Yeah,
on this one? Okay.
Lisa.
It was Josh Brolin.
Hey!
Do you know who Josh Brolin
No.
is? That's fine. That's fine.
Sorry,
He's
guys.
He was
He's
in
an upstanding
Goonies.
young man.
He was in Goonies. He was
You've never
in-
seen Goonies, right? Yeah.
I did see Goonies.
You did see Goonies? Okay, remember like the older brother fell off the bike and then he
Yeah,
was.
the headband.
Oh, yeah.
Outsiders? I think he was a, no,
He
he was
grew up.
Outsiders.
No, he wasn't outside. He grew up to be the only guy from Goonies that made it,
Okay.
and that's it.
No,
Yes.
you're not the only guy from Goonies that made it.
I'm
You're
like,
crazy.
I'm like
He
a
is.
Harrison Ford kind of person.
Oh.
Star
Oh, there you go.
Wars,
There we go. Well, should have came after Solo came out. They got a question. Okay,
So
we're
3 for 3. Is that 3 for 3?
You're 3 for 3.
Okay, okay.
You answered it right. Question number 4. Name another famous 3-named person other than yourself.
Another 3-name person. Oh my God.
Could be
John
him.
Henry Felix?
Wow.
What a pull!
Fast.
Wow! What a local pull. That is correct. That is correct. I mean, you could have went like Sarah Jessica Parker, for example,
yeah.
something like that. John Henry Felix. How about
There
it?
you go.
Felix, come on. He's on my mind now.
What is that?
There you go.
Maybe a song or something.
Willie
Was
Nelson.
he Kahala? Which district is John Henry?
East Honolulu.
East Honolulu,
Yeah,
yes.
he served with me on the city council.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, you're 4 for 4.
All right.
Question number 5. Who's winning the NBA championship? Watch sports?
The winner.
The winner of the NBA championship? That's a
Wow.
great,
That's a great answer.
That is a great,
The best
Very-
team.
the best team.
The
Yes,
best team.
That's right. Much like the best
Shout out
party.
to Frank Fossey.
Are you a sports fan? Do you keep up?
I'm a sports fan, and I love to watch football.
Okay.
Okay, and I love volleyball.
Okay.
I will watch basketball, but I'm not, I don't follow it. So I love fast moving, like baseball. I just can't get into baseball. 'Cause
Football team?
it's
Favorite
just-
football team?
Yeah, favorite football team.
Oh God, I like the Broncos. I used to like the Washington Redskins.
Oh.